And good evening, folks. Welcome back to UndercoverET. Folks, you're doing an amazing job keeping the cameras in the skies. Honestly, some real fantastic footage coming in. We've got Chris Kross over in Australia. We've got Ben in Oklahoma. We've got myself in Wiltshire, England. And there's plenty going on in the Facebook group. I can't show them all in one video, guys, but I'm going to show you a few. One from myself, one from Ben, and one from Chris today. We're also going to look over the footage from NASA. As expected. Are you guys surprised yet again that a government body has not produced the goods? And when I say not produced the goods, I don't mean we're expecting an alien craft. If it's a rock, it's a rock, so be it. But why is it that astronomers, amateur astronomers who aren't funded, can capture the best footage? Why is it NASA can only come up with the grainy ass? I don't understand it, guys. And it's the same with the UAP world as well. When it comes down to the public, we supply the best evidence. The government give F all. That's just the way it works. And so that's why I created the channel, essentially. For those that are new to the channel, welcome. Please, we encourage it. Get your cameras in the skies, honestly. There's things up there that are unexplainable. I need your help with something today because Chris Kross seems to have captured a Gordon. And for those that don't know what Gordon is, I went live out of my window after a chap named Gordon Harmon. Thank you very much, buddy. He donated in £200 so that I could buy a better phone camera. And I said to him, the first real decent capture we get on that camera, I'm going to name it after you, Gordon. And it was like that week that the camera arrived. I stuck it out my window. We captured what looked like a white triangular shaped object with a black outline. It zipped across my tree line, and then 27 minutes later, it came up from behind the tree line and just went up into the sky, folks. I was amazed. We named it Gordon. The whole of community now aspires to try and capture one of these Gordons, right? And Chris Kross messaged me last night. He said, I think I've captured a Gordon. And I was like, boom, straight on it. Let's have a look. And mate, I think you have. Not only that, I need your help with something, because what looked like a bumblebee to start off with, guys, is not a bumblebee. I've captured, look guys, for those that have seen me on the live shows, I've been filming out here, and you know how it is, okay? I don't like wasps. Bees I'm cool with, okay? And you hear them coming on the approach, no problem. But I do not like wasps, okay? And when I'm filming, you can hear them on the approach. You can tell they're wasps when they're close to the camera. And in some cases, you hear me fighting with them as they fly into the window, okay? What Chris Kross has captured here, initially I went, oh, bumblebee, brilliant. We could do with a bumblebee shot. And then all of a sudden, it changes, guys. We're going to go into it, honestly. I don't want to tell you too much. Just want to review the evidence, enhance what I'm going to enhance, because we're going to need some clear images of what the hell this thing is showing us, right? That's for sure. And hopefully it will encourage more people to film the skies. Now Ben, he's a pioneer in this, okay? He's the one who got first place in last year's competition, captured a flying saucer quite a few times, and captured probably the clearest image of a saucer inside and out that the public's ever captured, guys. And I was privileged to be the first one to put it on the channel, despite the fact it went to Robert, a custodian file first. Me and him were in awe, complete awe for the whole day, 2 days. We were just looking at it, analysing it, and eventually I got it out there. I just managed to get it out there before Robert without even thinking about it. But since then, I've been encouraged to film more as well. Obviously, we had our own evidence before that. I knew what was up there. Karen Thomas over in Wales, she promised me a UFO capture if I start a channel. So that's what I did. I started a channel. Long story, guys. If you want to hear my story, please check out my story. I did put it on the channel some time ago, and maybe I'll tell it again in more detail one day. But long story short, Karen Thomas said to me, Rob, you should start a YouTube channel and get some truth out there. We were discussing all the bullshit that was being put out there. I said, look, maybe I will, maybe I will. And she went, do it. I'll capture you a UFO. Do it. I went, all right then, I'll do it. So I literally that day created a channel. I didn't know what I was doing, guys. Long story short, she went to Wales, she visited her son, and she captured the UFO clip that I'm showing you right now. And jellyfish UAP is saying type 5 jellyfish UAP, shooting out orbs, interacting with dragons as well, leaving energy pockets up in the sky for the camera to see. It was definitively brilliant. All I needed. And I knew that Dr. Shipe's research was good. But this for me was a game changer. I now know there's something else up there. And so I encourage people to film. Simple as that. And what else would one person do, okay, when you realise that there's something else out there? What are you going to do? Of course you're going to encourage people to record the skies. So that's what I've been doing, and for the past year and 3 or 4 months, it's going really well. So I appreciate your support, but without further ado, let's get on to X, spend 5 minutes on that, and then we're going to get straight into the evidence. Let's go. Okay guys, so on to X, and Surajit posted this one. Amateur astronomers taking better images of hashtag 3i Atlas than NASA. How are small telescopes beating NASA's billion-dollar instruments in photographing 3i Atlas? And this is my point, guys. Why is it we're always disappointed, you know, when we're waiting for images? Now, I look, like I've been saying now since the start, really, if this is technological, brilliant. We all want disclosure. If it's not, it's an interstellar comet the size of a city that's acting differently to every other rock, and it would be really cool if we could just get one clear image of this rock. And we expected the high-rise camera to have that image because it's equipped with the right camera, it was positioned in the right place at the right time, and this is what they've come back with. You know, look guys, this new documentary, Age of Disclosure, I'm going to say it now, okay, it's going to be really good. There's going to be some new stories, there's going to be some new testimony, and nothing will happen. Okay, because if they had all that information, they wouldn't be wasting their time making a documentary about it if they were going to act on it straight away. Okay, and if they decide to act on it after the documentary goes out, then the question's got to be asked. Why have they waited until the documentary's come out when all the information's clearly been brought forward? Okay, I'm just telling you guys now, watch it. I'm going to watch it. That's what they want you to do, is watch it. But watch it with open eyes, guys. Watch it with open eyes. Look at what they're actually doing. And I trust no one. I trust no one. Okay, I've not had anyone of high stature contact me and say, I'm really interested in the evidence that you guys are supplying to the world and we need to know more. Not a single soul. Not a single soul. Just to give you a decent example, guys, I responded to something that Beatrice Villarreal posted on X, and I said, I have decent evidence of UAP here on Earth coming in every week, some of which is undeniable with points of reference, radio hits, and they are predictable and repeatable, which is what scientists look for, right? Why not take a look at this? Why do the science community ignore what we capture down here? Of course, Beatrice hasn't responded, and Unique Snowflake said, post your evidence here then. Likely the science community don't even know you exist. If it checks out, you'll be credited. And I carried on to say, look, I have asked Skywatch Signal, who, you know, at the time I was talking to him and on good terms with him, and I said, look, can you ask these people that you're now in contact with to get in contact with me, maybe come on the show, because I've got other questions I've got to ask them. You know, I'm not just taking this evidence lightly. It's real evidence, and it should only take one. So I'm going to fight your corner, guys. Obviously, I'm going to fight your corner. But at the same time, we've got to understand why these people are ignoring the evidence. You know, obviously, the larger the crowd on my channel, the harder I'm going to go with this, because people aren't going to take me seriously if I've got a small following. But it's getting there, guys. It's getting bigger. And so with that, it's going to go harder. I've got the guts, guys, to keep going with this, to keep supplying the evidence, and to ask the hard questions to the people that need to answer them, to be honest with you. To continue on with this post. Okay, so I've put here, I'm posting one video that needs a big screen and a real deep dive. I've analysed it. I could tell you there's lots going on and a backstory to it. In a nutshell, I was advised to make a YouTube channel following my father's death in December 2023. This person promised me a UAP capture, who I've already explained was Karen Rickson Thomas. She went to visit her son-in-law in Wales, and she did exactly that. And it is undeniable. It's undeniable. We don't have any white jellyfish-looking objects in manufacturing that we send up into the sky that shoot white orbs at stupid speeds with pockets of energy opening up around them, with tiny Dragon UAP zipping past and flying right through these energy pockets. We don't have anything like that, guys. Okay. And I sent the post. I put the video out there. I said, analyze it on a big screen. You'll need to deep dive it properly. I didn't give her too many details other than it's busy. It's a busy clip. Me and Snowflake, Unique Snowflake, we had a few back and forth conversations, and he kind of thought I was being evasive. And I said, I am eager, I promise. I'm just not hopeful either. Everyone seems to be dodging decent evidence, and I start to begin to question why, naturally. I have posted the video above from Wales, UK, but I recommend large screens and an actual file for best viewing. In other words, download it, put it on a bigger screen that you've got, and watch it, slow it down, analyse the hell out of it. Here we are 4 or 5 days later, and I've just replied to Unique Snowflake again, and I said, see how one video has been posted here and it's been ignored. Point and case, dude. Look, I posted that video. Either no one's seen that video, okay, and they've just not decided to tag Beatrice, even though I've tagged her myself. She's either not seen it or not bothered, or no one's bothered. And this is what happens, guys. You can put the evidence, the best evidence you've got, towards someone, and they won't even respond. And I think it's because it's the red button, guys. Honestly, I think it's the red button. The moment people realise that you can film the skies and capture stuff for yourselves and prove it to the world all on your own, they stop making money. Do you see what I mean? And I shouldn't be saying this by rights, because I'm a UFO researcher and a UFO channel, and the longer this goes on, the potential for me to make more money goes on, right? But I'm not about the money. I just want the truth. I just want the truth. Yeah, I want to be able to pay my bills, because trust me, guys, ever since I started this show, every single month that I've been paid under a week's salary for the month's work that I've done. Every single month for the last year and 4 months. If anyone turns around and says, you're a grifter, I'm turning around and saying, no, actually, if someone put 30k down on the table right now and said, there you go, Rob, it would only just about cover what I've lost. Okay, I don't do this. This is why I take it seriously. Maybe no one understood me when I was getting angry at James. It was all about his welfare, and we thought something had happened to him. And B, he's shitting on the topic, which is damn right true. This topic is real. He's either in complete denial or he's being paid to say some of the stuff he's saying recently, honestly. And so it's down to us. It's down to us. This is the moral of the story, guys. Doesn't matter what the government say. Doesn't matter what NASA say. Expect to be let down every single time. And the best evidence comes from us, the people. Not just from me. I don't want the credit. And this guy's like, yeah, post your video here and you'll get credited. I don't want the credit. I want you guys to get the credit. I want Ben in Oklahoma to get the credit. I want Karen to get the credit. I want everyone to get the credit for the videos they put out. And I'm just shocked that these videos are sent to other content creators and they're not being shown. And they're not being shown consistently as well. You know, if someone spent 4 months recording and they've got 10 videos they want to send you and they're all decent, why wouldn't you show them? They're coming from the same person. The credibility is going up and up and up. This is what we do, guys. This is why we need your support. This is why public disclosure really does matter. Anyway, let's get into all that evidence, because that's what we're really here for, right? We want to see what's going on up there. Let's see if I can convince a few more people to record the skies. Let's go. All right, we're going to start off with Ben in Oklahoma. Now, he has just purchased an iPhone 17 Pro Max, and I love it. I love it because now I've got one of the latest phones as well, and it is crisp, guys. It is crisp. I've recorded for hours and hours and hours the last few days. I've not checked any of it because I'm still going back through the old footage from the S22. So I'm going to show you one clip from there today, but I'm fairly confident I've already captured some good stuff on the new phone. So I will get to it in time, but I don't want to leave behind stuff that I've already recorded. I've got a lot of hours to go through, guys, a lot. And this is what takes time, honestly. But yeah, Ben, well done, mate. Ben in Oklahoma. Again, for those that don't know who Ben is, I get, for most people that have been following the channel for some time now, you know that Ben in Oklahoma comes up with the goods. And he's captured, like I said, the best sources that we've seen. Okay, that's widely available to the public, that we can verify who, where, how many times. He's frequent, he's consistent. This is what it's all about. Okay, that's real evidence to me. Real evidence, no paperwork BS, just video after video after video. No AI, no CGI, just raw. And this is a guy that didn't even believe in Dragon UAP. He thought we were talking shit. Started recording the first aeroplane that he saw once he got into his head that he was going to try, and he captured, guys, and he's been capturing ever since. So yeah, check this out. Straight away, mate, straight away. I love it. So Guys, I'm going to just start this from the very start, okay? Because this is going to be hard for people to accept. But that right there, that first black dot there, this is a Dragon UAP. Potentially, it might even be a shrunken down saucer. There's no point of reference. Check it out. How do I know? How do I know? Because Robert Shipe has been recording that object, that very same object, over in Marina del Rey, Los Angeles, for the last 8 years. He gets radio hits. They interact with Chinooks, helicopters, planes, anything that's flying in the sky over in Marina del Rey. And here, where Ben is in Oklahoma, he's getting even more activity. But it seems like there's something else there with these things that are showing up quite frequently. Let's continue playing. Boom. For those that didn't see it, it's cool. I'm going to slow it down. These things are really hard to see. So, going back second by second, frame by frame. Look at this. It's incredibly hard unless you're on a big screen, unless you can slow the footage down. You may need to train your eyes a little bit, but look at this. Now, you know, some would say, well, it's not that far away, is it? I mean, there's no point of reference. But folks, it's a white ball flying through the air. That's all you need to know. And this white object has been seen in videos that Ben's taken in this same bit of sky, flying with actual sources. Okay, so we have to take this evidence seriously. When you capture something as clear as Ben did, you have to take into account all the little objects that were flying with it, because these things are never, ever alone. They like to fly parallel as well, and you saw that in Ben's clip. In Ben's saucer clip, you saw the two objects flying parallel, one white, one black. Guys, that is a thing. That is a thing, and I'm going to show you more evidence of that today. But brilliant stuff, Ben. Love it, mate. Love it. What an opportunity. Saw the Chinook. What an opportunity. That one's a bird. Cracking stuff, mate. Cracking stuff. Whoa, look at you, mate. Look at you two. Right, let's just see where they end up. Going to go forward. Okay, so they're just going off screen. That one does look really disky there. Okay, going back. Look how close this thing's getting to the chopper. Look at that. We've seen it time and time again, guys, right between the propellers. Maybe slightly underneath, maybe slightly over the top. There's no point of reference because we've only got the thin propellers to work with. And even if it was in line with the propellers, it would be dark on dark at this point. But, like I said, parallel movement, look. Parallel movement. This thing here, I know it's grainy, okay? But again, now this thing here I get is grainy, guys. But this thing is moving directly forward. There's no turning involved. And we've seen this maneuver like crazy over Ben's head. He's captured similar stuff in the past where this thing is like flipping up into the air as it goes. And again, overlaying the clip. But we've seen this thing flipping in the air and it's all been captured by the same guy. The evidence is overwhelming at this point, guys. Ben's captured so much. It's brilliant stuff. And you can see here, this object, I know it's not definitive, but if you take into account all the evidence we have, all the parallel movements we're seeing, and the amount of the sheer undeniable evidence that Ben's come up with in Oklahoma, there is something up there, guys. And look, if you're anywhere near Oklahoma, get your cameras in the skies. We always asking people, if you can record, send it in to me, undercoveretuk@gmail.com. And folks, remember the technique, how you do it. It's quite simple. We've always relayed the same message. Guys, get your mobile phone, turn it landscape like this, turn it sideways, zoom in 10-20%, hit record and do 7-minute segments, because 7 minutes at a time you can share on WhatsApp. They're easier to upload, they're not massive files. So guys, that's what I recommend you do.
Fool, look at that technique.
Even Uncle Roger thinks it's a good idea. Give your evidence a little bit of salt, guys. Film sideways. Okay, folks, on to the next one. Chris Kross over in Brisbane, Australia. Mate, you've done it again. This time you have, I believe, captured a Gordon, guys. This is what I call a Gordon. So, it does look like a sort of triangular shaped object. It looks quite thin, moves incredibly fast, doesn't mind getting close to the ground as well, guys. I suspect this thing can probably go through hard objects. Really, really interesting find. And I tell you now, we are not the first people to capture it. Other people have captured this object around the world as well. It's a strange one, guys. It's a real strange one. Let's look at what Chris has done. It doesn't look like much. It's so subtle, but we're going to go back frame by frame. And what the hell was that? And this is where I need your help, guys. There's Gordon at the end there. I need your help with this one. This is madness. It's going to spend a little bit of time on this. So first object comes into play. Looks like a fly, doesn't it? Looks like a fly. You've got to ask yourself why the wings are coming out of its ass, right? Because it's coming downwards, guys. It's flying downwards. So let's go frame by frame. Going forward. Boom. One white plasma jet just spewing out there. Oh, all of a sudden, look at that jump. Look at the jump it takes there. Whoa, look. It's almost like two objects. Almost like two objects there. And there you have it, guys. Look. I know it looks like it's got wings, but look, guys, this is plasma spewing out. Looks like two individual objects again there. They're either moving side by side, or that's one object. Looks like three there, doesn't it? Crazy. Very, very subtle. I get it, guys. I get it. Keep watching, because this gets crazier. This gets crazier. What on earth is that? Now, some would say that's a bee. Okay, this is the first, when I first looked at this, I stopped and I thought, oh, lovely shot of a bee. What the hell is that? Why is it, how can a bee turn into like a paper bag or a rock? Okay, and I've had this outside my window before, guys, but I did it live. I can't understand that at all. This is frame by frame. Also, this bee is travelling incredibly fast, and bees do not travel fast, okay? To be honest with you, scientists are baffled how they can even fly in the first place. And yet, this thing is zipping through the sky extremely fast. Maybe it's an insect that I'm unaware of, guys, but do you know an insect that can do that? What the hell is going on? You know, what is that? What is it? And of course, I'm going to take some still shots. I'll put it through the AI enhancement tool. It's just going to highlight every single line that's there, guys, and give us a more defined, zoomed in, clear image of what the hell that thing might be. To me, that just looks like a puck surrounded by plasma in that picture there. You know, confused.com, but this is why we say they mimic, because this is just totally, can anyone explain that? Anyone able to explain that, especially that first one there? What the hell is going on there? So this is genuine stuff, guys. And then we've got Gordon coming up at the end, so let's have a look and see what Gordon looks like, and then I'll show you all the enhancements regarding these captures. Brilliant stuff. I mean, look at that. What is that? Top left-hand corner, guys. Look, we've got Gordon. Look at this. Look at that. Just dips into frame and leaves right on the corner there. And you know what I think it does in this moment, Chris? I think it's come up right up to your camera. It's backing up, and then it doubles back round and does a whole thing. Look, ready? What? That happens so fast because you don't really see that in the... That's what I'm talking about. That is a close-up of Gordon. Look at that. This is what I captured. This is exactly what I captured going over my tree line, guys. But it come up from behind the trees and across the trees. So I had point of reference. The speed was phenomenal, and it looked just like this mother flipper. Just like this mother flipper. What the hell is going on? Look at that. And you can see it leaves the camera. And then next thing you know, you've got this small object just appear out of nowhere. Where the hell did you come from? And then that same object that you just saw in the corner of the screen, watch this, guys. And this is what I mean by it goes round, and look, here it goes, boom. Look, tiny little pea all of a sudden turns into that whopper. Look at that. And it just dives straight down, guys. No idea if it swoops up in that moment and comes back up. No, it just goes so fast. But more importantly, it is not alone, guys. Check that out. And these things, they do look a bit fuzzy. Look, another one up here. They do look a bit fuzzy. Some of them may be bugs, okay? But I'm telling you, these things never move alone. Trust me. That is brilliant. Absolutely brilliant, mate. And that's what UAP activity really looks like, guys. That's what it really looks like. And sometimes when you're lucky like Ben and you're in the right spot and you find the time to film these things, sometimes someone will get lucky enough that they'll capture that gold image of the saucer in its entirety without being small, without being cloaked, without going through any transmedium process. Ben, you nailed it that day, and you've given us something to work with as well. On top of all the other evidence, it's starting to stack up, and the scientists are scared to touch it, guys, because they know what kind of scrutiny comes with this, and because there's scrutiny, the pockets are damaged. And this is why I've only been making less than a week's wages every month, guys, because it's all about how the public are going to see this. It's all about how you guys are going to react. The amount of times I've sent evidence into Cosmic Road and said, there's your point of reference, there's the anomaly, and he's gone, nah, my crowd just aren't going to dig it, Rob. I can't show it. You know? I don't care, okay? If it's anomalous and the guy's got credibility or the person's got credibility with me, I'll show it. Because it's all research and it's all actual. It's not faked. So this is where I'm at, guys. Let's go through those enhancements. Well done, Chris. Alright, so I have shown this one before. It was on my S22, but there's a few things that I want to point out, and it kind of ties in really well with this video. So this is something I filmed a few weeks back from my window here, and it shows something very similar to what Ben's captured in the past. But it also shows the synchronicity between the objects that are moving together. Okay, it's really, really important that we note this down, because if we're ever trying to verify UAP evidence, this is one of the key things we need to look for. On top of the radio hits, which is hit and miss, because A, it's 5% of the time, and not everyone's got a radio detector with a power bank to hand, but that's obviously a solid sign. B, the transmedium objects, the ones that are going invisible and then reappearing and jumping across the screen, you know, doing that fast movement and seemingly doing things that we can't explain. That's also something to look for. So that's number 2. Number 3, the Dragon UAP are also the things you want to look for, guys, because they always seem to fly with the larger objects and the strange objects, whether it be the Boogosphere, whatever it might be, they are always present. Okay, so again, verifying footage, you want to look for the Dragon UAP, and that's what this ultimate research is all about. But we do capture the weird stuff. Okay, so again, this was my camera outside my window. There's a lot going on, and then that happens. Now, guys, there was a lot of people when they first saw that went, that's a leaf. You can see that the tree on the left-hand side is not blowing far to the right. It's swaying a little bit where there's a bit of wind, but there's no right-hand dominant wind force blowing this leaf, which is ultimately coming from above the tree, not from the tree level. So I'm not too sure what's going on with this leaf, okay, but it's going in and out of sort of visual. It's moving faster than the wind was probably able to take it in that moment. And it wasn't alone, guys. It was travelling alongside another UAP, synchronized. And I'm going to show you now. Now, Chris was fortunate enough to get this really close up. Like I say, I've got it at 200 foot away. I've now got it even higher up into the sky by the looks of it. And you can see here, there's an object travelling with it. And they're totally synchronized, guys. Look at this. Totally disappeared here. This one nearly has. Look at that. Both objects, guys. Both objects. In that moment, it's just white there. That really does look sorcery or pucky there. But this is how they move. Really unconventional. Really unconventional. And I know, guys, right now, someone out there the brain is telling you that's a leaf, that's a bird, that's something. I can tell you now it's not a bird because I've captured so many birds and bugs from this very spot. I know what they look like. I even named them. This thing is tumbling through the sky, okay, at a good pace. Now, I've seen sparrows move faster, don't get me wrong. I'm not saying it's moving at super stupid speeds, but for a leaf that's coming through, a leaf, that's all it could be, right? Coming through the sky at this point, it's moving too fast for a leaf being blown in the wind. Considering the wind's not even focused in that direction, for me, it's an oddball, okay? It's an oddball. With that said, please record the skies. Support the evidence that comes in, guys. Maybe add to it if you can. That'd be brilliant. If you guys can get your cameras in the skies, keep it sideways, 30-40% zoom, maybe a bit more if you're aiming for something high up like a plane. Point of reference on a plane or a helicopter really is the gold as well. So let's see if you can get that in. Folks, thank you so much for your time. Hope you enjoyed this one. Take care, all the best, and I'll see you on the next one. Bye-bye for now.